OpenAI launching its latest new model, GPT-5, offering faster performance, fewer hallucinations, improved coding capabilities, and customizable personalities. I've been playing with it for the last 24 hours. Joining us right now is the man who co-founded the company, CEO Sam Altman. Sam, it's great to see you, sir.
Good to see you, too. Thanks for having me.
We've been trying to build, by the way, an app all morning. I'm in GitHub right now trying to build Joe Kernan an app unsuccessfully.
How's it going?
Well, I think you guys have done the right thing so far. I mean, I think that the code looks good. The problem is I can't get it to actually effectively play for me, if you will. I got to do it in GitHub. I was actually trying to get OpenAI to actually build me a way to play it effectively in the browser, but I'm not there yet. So I still got.
We'll help you with
that.
I can do that.
But help us understand the distinction between where you think ChatGPT-5 is today versus where we were just even 48 hours ago.
Yeah, so you said a bunch of things. The model's smarter, it's faster, it's more intuitive, it's more useful in a bunch of ways. One of the biggest things, though, is it's an integrated single experience. We have built a system that can answer easy questions quickly. It can think for a long time and answer hard questions. And it's there's just one thing called GPT-5 now instead of the long list of models we used to have. It's much better for businesses and enterprises. The coding in particular is something that people have been really waiting for a great model for. So we're seeing super strong enterprise adoption of this. And yeah.
Well, so let me ask you, some people have called it an Anthropic killer because one of the things that Anthropic, at least historically, has done well is the coding piece of this. How much of ChatGPT-5 was focused on the coding side of things?
We did really want to improve on coding. That was, an area that we heard consistently from consumers, from users, businesses, enterprise, everything, that we just weren't good enough. So we did put in a lot of effort there, but it improved at lots of things.
The other piece of it is healthcare. Lots of people ask it questions about their own healthcare, including myself. What's the difference between before and after? And I'm curious how much stuff do you put into the system? Because sometimes I think to myself, I'll upload my, reports from doctors and blood and this and that, and then I think, I don't know if I should be doing that. What do you think?
So healthcare is maybe the area where there's the strongest improvement of any category. We have seen healthcare become a huge issue. People use this, as you said, people are putting in all their reports, everything they can, and it's become really important to people as a sort of, a way to get help with their entire healthcare journey. And I think people feel a very, very, very big difference there. Healthcare is a huge fraction of the usage of ChatGPT. It's one of the largest categories. So I put everything in, I know a lot of other people do too. I think getting people better information on their healthcare and sort of the ability to make better decisions, that seems really important. And I'm thrilled that we were able to make this better, and definitely a huge user of it personally.
One of the reasons I asked the question is, and I think you made a mention of it maybe on a podcast recently, was just this idea that ultimately the information that we're inputting into systems like ChatGPT, and by the way, into search, if you were to do this on Google, are all quote unquote discoverable at some point. If somebody were to either sue you or something, they could come to a company like yours and say, give me everything. And we're now putting so much more into these systems because we're asking oftentimes relatively intimate questions or providing pretty intimate data.
Yeah. Look, I personally believe that society is likely to, and I think should, come to the conclusion at some point that we need some concept like we have, medical privilege or legal privilege. And if you are asking for this kind of advice, even though it's like not a human doctor, but like an AI medical advisor, a lot of those same principles should apply. And that just the fact that you've asked ChatGPT to analyze your medical records does not mean they should then be discoverable by a court, but they should be protected by the same standards. And I think as AI becomes more and more a part of people's lives and the way we get this kind of information, I hope, that society will decide to extend similar legal protections.
Right. What do you think about safety? And I know that there's a lot of sort of different safety parameters built into this, certain types of questions that you'll answer, but you won't answer fully. Explain what that means.
So, there's this question of like, if you ask ChatGPT to help you build a bomb, should it do that? And there's educational value in that. There's other ways to learn that. You could be trying to learn it for a good reason. But if you're actually like, I'm going to go try to really damage someone, obviously we don't want ChatGPT to enable you to do, cause like grievous harm in the world in a way that you couldn't without it. But a new thing that GPT-5 does is try to be smarter and help you with parts of a question that might be okay, and then not help you with parts that could be used for significant harm. This is an evolving area. Like, the calls here are difficult. There's like a lot of principles sound easy in theory, and then there's like a lot of edge cases. But as AI becomes very capable, society is really going to have to wrestle with these questions of, we want to bring the tremendous value and enable people to do things they never could before. And then the amount of power and capability that brings people, we don't want to enable really serious misuse.